all. This is Paige Robles with ACCTV with ACCTV About Town. We're here at the Zach Theater in Austin to interview Holland Taylor on her iconic play, Anne. We're here to ask her some questions because, as you can see here in Austin, she's back.
I bet some of you just remember me because of my hair. I'm back.
It's Anne Richards, as you've always loved her. Zach Theater's Anne by Holland Taylor, starring Libby Villar.
Well, thank you so much for sitting down and speaking with us today about your iconic play. I guess we'll just start right off the bat with why did you choose to write a play about Governor Anne Richards?
Well, first of all, you used the word choose. I actually didn't really choose.
No?
She had always been in my universe as the one person who would always be there. The most true blue, admirable person that was in the heavens in my time. And when she died very unexpectedly, at only 73, without much warning, I was truly taken aback and kind of at a loss. I was so moved I couldn't quite understand it since I didn't really know her. And it just seemed impossible that we should lose her and lose her voice. And so I stayed mournful for so long, I thought, I've got to do something creative about this. And I also realized that I wasn't mourning for her for my sake as much as I was for mine and the country's sake, because she was a very important American figure. It became a mission, but it came from within. And I think it entered from the beyond. And I'm not even a particularly spiritual person, but I was actually taken over by it. I had no choice. I gave up work to do it. I researched her for 3 solid years before I put pen to paper. I was in Austin. I met all of her people many times, spent untold hours with her closest associates in the government and her friends. I have hundreds of hours of film that I got from the archives and many other sources. I have key speeches. I have many of her personal letters and papers. And I spent 3 years finding her. And I wasn't looking so much for her history, because this play is not a biography. It's not a story about her life that we learn about Anne Richards. That's not it. I tried to create a hologram of her, because I thought if I could recreate that persona that was so inspiring, that some of the capacity to inspire would attach itself to my work. And I believe it has.
I believe it has.
I think that
as well.
is the success of the play.
What do you hope audiences will take away from Anne?
We all are inspired by people for different reasons, but it's probably they're all in the same ballpark, is that we see people who we trust. And in leadership roles, to trust someone, to believe that we're going to be told the truth by them, to believe that they are for the best, for the common good. They are for all of us, that they listen to us and see us and hear us. These are qualities Anne Richards had. Barack Obama has that. Michelle Obama has that. Princess Diana has that. There are certain people who have a certain leadership and inspirational quality that makes us want to be seen by them. Do you understand me? And yes, they do. A kind of sense of being seen and understood, because here was a woman that wanted the government to be of and by and for the people. And you really feel, well, it is possible. We can have leaders like this.
I have another question for you. What do you think Anne Richards would say now about Texas and, for that matter, American politics as they're happening and going on today?
You know, I think she was such a positive person. She didn't whine. She didn't regret the past. She didn't lament about the past. I would be in my bed crying with my pillow over my head, right? I mean, to tell you the truth, that's my honest reaction to our world today, really the whole world, how education has fallen, the political state we're in now in America, the current leadership, which I think is terrifying. She would not be terrified. She would be thinking what to do. She would be finding the young candidates to be behind. She would be finding the people to help campaign for. She would be working on the rhetoric that people should employ today to talk about what we really want from our society. She would find a way to work for the common good. So when I think of Anne, I just think, just just put your woes aside. Find something positive to do. Because she was active. She was proactive and active. That's what it actually keeps me going. I take her as my model in that regard. I just say, just find something to do that's good. And she used to say, just do the next right thing. Do the next right thing.
So that was essentially what you would like to strive, what everyone would like to strive to do and are doing here, not just in Austin, but all around the United States.
Indeed.
So I believe that Anne has a much larger impact than maybe she would have ever imagined, not just in Texas, but the United States, for not just women, but for men and
Oh,
alike.
not just for women at all. In fact,
Oh,
she
no,
actually was
she's-
annoyed when she was always linked to
Yes.
women's issues. She said, my issues are everyone's issues. My issues are the important issues of life. You know, she didn't want to be, you know, made in some niche. We're not in some goddamn niche. We're all together in this. And until people realize that we're all pulling together, ain't nothing going to work. And she also believed that you know, she believed in the truth of evolution in the sense that our society is growing and progressing and evolving. And as with the earth, when it rolls, it seems to go back and then it comes forward again. And we're in a parlous time. This is a very difficult time. So it may seem that we're going backwards to something awful, but in fact, we're picking up steam and we're rolling ahead to something good. And we just have to keep on rolling.
And what better place to have this all start up again than Austin,
Yes,
Texas,
yes.
where it all began.
Yes, and this is my production that my director is directing, Libby. He's using our set that we had on Broadway. So this is the production. And I'm very proud that it starts up again at the ZAC.
Absolutely, and we're so excited to see it coming up. So we all know that the film and television business can be a complicated career path, to say the least, and more so complicated to navigate. And some rarely feel like they've ever made it. But do you have any advice for aspiring writers or actors out there on this journey to do what you are doing?
Yes, I certainly do for actors. That one of the great difficulties for actors is auditioning and going up for roles because it's so painful, it's so frightening. And the fact is that you have to understand, and this is probably true of writers too, is that when you get jobs, you haven't gotten it, you've been given the job. And there's nothing that you can do to go get that job. And people say, I'm going to get that job. No, you're going to be given that job. You're not going to get it. All you can do is show up and be available to the creative team. And maybe you're not right for it. And the reason why you don't get it is that you're a brunette. So it's nothing to do with what you do or your talent. We just have to, as writers and as performers, we just have to do what we do. Be true to our impulses and our creative gifts. And they're either going to buy it or not. And that's their business, not yours. So you have to just stay true to yourself and not worry so much about how you think you're going to get a job. You're not going to go get it. You're going to practice your wares, and maybe they'll give it to you, and maybe they won't. You have to release yourself of the burden of thinking that you're the one that's going to make it happen.
I think that's very important advice to hold on to.
Your job is the creative job. The hiring and firing job ain't yours.
Can you tell us what's next for you project-wise?
Well, from the sublime to the ridiculous, I'm actually going to play the great leader in the next Bill and Ted movie, if you can believe it.
Oh my goodness!
From governor to great leader. Hey, I'm still up there, you know.
You're still up there.
You're still up there, absolutely. And funny, Libby Villari plays the mayor in Friday Night Lights, so she's going from mayor to governor, which is as she should.
Well, that's amazing. Thank you so much for
My
sitting
pleasure.
and for answering a few questions with us today and for giving us some of your time. We're here with Holland Taylor. Thank you so much for coming out with us. Your amazing play, and will be coming out later on this summer, and you can check out more information on that on the zactheater.org. But Holland Taylor, thank you so much for sitting with us for ACC
My pleasure.
TV.
Thank you very
and
much.